today is a very special episode because I'm going to be sharing with you my top 10 essential kitchen tools that you need in your kitchen. Doesn't matter if you are an experienced cook, intermediate cook, or a beginning cook, these 10 things will help you have so much fun in the kitchen and make it so easy. So let's get started. Okay, y'all, so sometimes cooking in the kitchen can be a chore, it can be a labor of love. Whatever it is for you, you need tools to make it easier. So I'm sharing with you the top 10 items that I think that every home cook should have in their kitchen. Starting with the first item, it is a very sharp knife. This is what we call a chef's knife, just the shape of it. It needs to be super duper sharp, right? You can hurt yourself really bad trying to use dull knives to cut food in your kitchen. And so this knife is kind of like an all-purpose knife, and it makes cutting and dicing and chopping a breeze. And to keep it sharp, we have a sharpener here. You can buy an electric sharpener or you can buy a stone, but to me this is perfect. Every time your knife starts to get a little bit dull, you just go back and forth like that. Keeps your knife super sharp. Let's cut this cucumber and see. Ooh, easy. Somebody commented on one of our, I think it was a black and salmon episode, and they said the knife I was using was cutting through the salmon like butter. So definitely get you a chef's knife and a sharpener to keep it sharp. So that's number one and number two. So staying in the same lane with cutting and chopping, I have here a mandoline. So this tool here, they have all sorts of different styles of mandolins, and I call this like a handheld mandolin. They have some that sit up and have a stand, but basically this helps you slice veggies and fruit and things like that, especially onions. It makes it so easy to get precise, equal cuts. Think about if you are making, let's say, scalloped potatoes or au gratin potatoes, which I happen to have a little potato here, so we can do a little sample. This mandolin has, if you can see, it has all the different thicknesses there. 1, 2, 3, and 1 is the thinnest and then goes all the way to 3. That's the thickest. And this guard here helps you stay safe because you don't want to cut your fingers off. You ever seen a chef missing a finger? I have. It ain't pretty. Trust me. Makes you wonder what the heck is in your food. So let's do a little practice. I am going to cut my potato in half, and then I'm going to cut the little end off here, and we're going to use this. I'm going to take it up to a 2. We're going to put the potato there, and we're going to put this on, and then we're going to slice. Look at that. How easy is that? You can make potato chips, and if I go up to a 3, like this is a 2. See how thin that is? If I go up to a 3, it'll go a little bit thicker. See that? Can't you imagine? And just imagine if you do a 1, really thin, and you can make homemade potato chips. So easy. So we got knife, sharpener, mandolin, and you can do the same thing with the cucumber. Same thing. So making salads, look how fast that is. Right? I am. You didn't know, now you know. Okay, so let me move my veggies over here. That's number 3. And number 4, I think most people have this in the kitchen, but just in case you don't, just measuring cups, right? Simple measuring cups, cup, half a cup, on up to 1/8 of a cup. So definitely what you need, especially if you're baking, because you have to be really precise when you're baking. You can't freestyle. like you do when you're cooking. That's why I don't love baking, because I like to freestyle in the kitchen. Same thing with your measuring spoons. So this one is a tablespoon. It goes from tablespoon to half a tablespoon to a dab. You see what I did there? A dab. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's get into temperature control. So this is it's a hanging oven thermometer. So important. Let me tell you why it's so important. You ever follow a recipe and then you wonder, like, I followed that recipe exactly and my such and such didn't turn out right? Sometimes it's because you set your oven on 350 or 400 or whatever it is, but your oven may not be working properly. It may not be heating to the temperature that you think you set it at, or that you set it at, right? And it could be heating hotter or cooler. So you hang this little handy dandy oven thermometer on the rack in your oven, and I like to place it deep into the oven, and it will tell you exactly the temperature that your oven is reading, especially if you have like a digital temperature gauge on the outside of your oven. Child, this is old school analog. It's gonna tell you. It's not running electrically or digitally, I should say. So it'll tell you if your oven is really at 350. And so that will prompt you to have someone come check it out if it's not working. So hanging oven thermometer. Next is meat thermometer. So this is perfect for making sure your fish, your chicken, your beef, whatever you're cooking comes to the right temperature. Y'all know what? I have this customer that reached out to us to cater an event, and she said that just between me and you, my father-in-law always wants to barbecue and do the chicken, the steak or whatever, but I want you to do it because the meat is always undercooked when he does it. That's because father-in-law ain't using a meat thermometer. So get you one of these so that you can take your meats out at the right temperature and you ain't getting people sick, okay? Meat thermometer. The next thing that I have here is an immersion blender. So this is perfect for if you're making sauces or soups or gravies. You know, sometimes when you're learning to make gravies, they can be lumpy and bumpy. Well, until you get that process down 100%, you just take one of these blenders, blend it, smooth it out. There you go. You got smooth gravy, smooth soups, smooth sauces, and not that expensive. I mean, I think I picked this up at Target or something for like 20, 25 bucks. So an immersion blender. We have 2 more. So those are the top 8. So now we're gonna go to number 9. And here it is, our cutting board. But it's not just any cutting board. If you watch episodes of At Home with Chef Jolie, you have heard me tell you all to make sure that you switch out your cutting boards. Don't use the same cutting board to cut veggies and fruits that you use to cut raw proteins, because you're gonna get people sick, and we don't wanna do that. So this cutting board has a special compartment. Drum roll, brrr, here it is. Look, on the sides, bam! We got our color-coded mats. So you can use a mat, you decide which color that you wanna use for raw chicken, raw beef, raw seafood, veggies, and fruits, and you just put it right on top here. There you go. And so when you get done, you wash it, you dry it, you clean it, and it just slides right inside. So I am going to make sure that I provide y'all with the links to all of the products that we're talking about here today. I ordered them on Amazon, so I will make sure you get the links so that you can add to your kitchen collection. And you know, I got number 10 coming up next. And if you've been watching, you know how I am about the cocktails, right? So what I have here is this cute little cocktail set. It comes with everything you need and things that you didn't even know you needed. But the most important thing is this shaker. like, oh my gosh, making a good cocktail and shaking it up on some ice and having the little hose here to strain it off the ice. Have your little tongs to put your garnishes or ice and all of those things. Your little stirrers there. You got a muddler, so if you're making like a mojito and you want to muddle your lime and your mint, all those things that you need. Your little spoon to stir, and this is your jigger. So, and this here helps you also strain cocktails from the cocktail shaker. So just, you know, just the basics. So when you entertain and your friends come over and you pull this out, they're gonna be like, ooh, okay, bartender vibes. I wanted to share all of these things with you because when you're cooking at home, I want it to be easy, I want it to be fun, and I want you to entertain your family, entertain your guests, and just have a good time in the kitchen. As much fun as I do. So these are Chef Jolie's top 10 essential cooking tools for you to have in your kitchen to enjoy your labor of love. So I appreciate y'all coming here to be a part of this special episode of At Home with Chef Jolie. Make sure you like, give me some comments down in the bottom. Let me know what you think about these tools. Sharing is caring, so share with your friends and turn on your notifications so you know when I got some good tips and some good hacks and some good food for you. We will see you next time.